So I'm Peter Pouliot. I am the individual who works on OpenStack at Microsoft. For the last 5 months, I've actually been using Puppet to automate the deployment of both Windows and Linux, specifically for building the OpenStack CI infrastructure to support the ongoing development of OpenStack for Hyper-V. So yeah, I started about 5 months ago building Windows modules specifically to deploy Nova Compute on Hyper-V from source, and have recently released 3 modules for building PXE provisioning infrastructure, Windows PE, an actual build out of a Windows PE image slipstreamed with all the necessary device drivers for KVM and some other stuff, and yeah, the OpenStack Compute for Hyper-V. The PXE provisioning module deploys basically a proxy DHCP, the entire TFTP infrastructure, web infrastructure, SOM infrastructure for allowing the PXE booting of Linux as well as Windows. And it also builds out all the unattended.xmls, precedes, auto-yas, kickstarts for reintegrating back with the Puppet Master. So we do a complete end-to-end deployment of the operating system, and on the back side, join the Puppet Master, register with the Puppet Master, and then obviously kick off from there. So yeah, that's the first module that I wrote. I call it Quartermaster because it's based on some old Simian. I used to work for Simian, and that was our PXE infrastructure, so it's sort of stuck. The second is a Windows module specific for basically deploying the ADK and build, which is the Microsoft deployment toolkit for deploying Windows, and it deploys the ADK and actually creates a custom x64 Windows PE image with all the necessary components to PXE that, and then copies it over to the provisioning server. And then the last piece is actually all the configuration specifically for Nova Compute running on Hyper-V. So things like creating the vSwitch, installing all the Python packages or Python modules, setting the time, time server, all the steps you would take to actually configure the compute. My task is to build the CI infrastructure to support Hyper-V. So because my first customer was using Puppet, I decided that I might as well, it'd be in my best interest to help them. So I decided to use Puppet. So I basically exclusively use Puppet today to build this infrastructure. Right now I'm focused with making sure that Hyper-V is supported in an OpenStack ecosystem, and I'd like to continue to try to drive support and awareness for that. And one of the other areas I think I can actually help a lot in is helping bring sort of DevOps to the Windows community, right? The Windows IT Pro community, because DevOps is still very new as a concept in that sort of group of IT professionals, and I think they can benefit dramatically